Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Dr. Robert Carpenter on the line, who is a director over at American Dropout Film. Robert, welcome to the show. Welcome back.
Hey, how are you, Adam?
Oh, man, this is a very special Reunion 2020 episode. For those of you who are listening for the first time, that's where I bring back a guest that I had so much fun with the first time that I conned him into a second episode, so this is going to be good. So, Robert, you have a new film coming out. Let's just jump right in. So, American Dropout. How did this come about? Tell me.
Absolutely. So we began this journey a little over 2 years ago, asking the question, why have 50 million people dropped out of school? And why are almost 1 million kids a year dropping out of school? And why is it the number one driver of poverty, the number one driver of crime, the number one driver of welfare, the number one driver of so many social ills? And as importantly, why has a film never been made about this issue? Why haven't we taken collective action? So we started asking those questions and realized we have to make this film. And so for the last couple of years, we've been crisscrossing the country, talking to all types of amazing people, and really trying to kind of get it in good enough position, good enough shape where we can hopefully unite America later this year.
Amazing, and that's no joke. 2 years of shooting and traveling, and what kind of areas did you visit?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got our final one coming up here with Tim Shriver, who is JFK's nephew and the head of the Special Olympics. And so we have people ranging from that to a couple of former U.S. Secretaries of Education, Tony Duncan and John King, to really the meat and potatoes, which were 4 kids. 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls, we've followed all across the country. And these kids have such tragic and heartbreaking, but also transformational stories. For example, one little girl, her dad would throw water on her and tase her in the morning to wake her up. And we would hear story after story after story like this all across the country, what's going on to our kids. And nobody's talking about it. The news media's not talking about it. The politicians aren't talking about it. Corporate America's certainly not talking about it. And so we wanted to bring what's going on to these kids, causing them to drop out, to the light so that we can take collective action as a country to help these kids and whatnot. So we've talked to all kinds of people, and for me, it has been incredibly transformative. As a filmmaker, as a business person, just a human being, to be able to go in and hear people's stories like this, and now hopefully be able to share it with America and the world pretty soon.
Wow, that's amazing. And of course, not to spoiler the movie, but what was some of your favorite parts about creating this project?
Oh goodness, I would say meeting the people. You never know who you're going to meet in film. That's both the people you're interviewing and following, but also you're hiring your crew and all the people who have come to support this film all across the country. We're just totally shocked and humbled and inspired that so many people want to help. I'm surprised there is such a heart in Hollywood among producers and writers and financiers and studio people who want to help. People do care. And so that's probably been the most fun thing, is seeing how much people care and how much they want to help. So, that's one thing. I would say seeing, just being able to work with incredibly collaborative people as well. Where, we have everybody on this project from Law and Order to Keeping Up with the Kardashians to some Justin Bieber people to, just a wide range of collaborators. And so it's just been fun. I'd say the people, like in life and like in business, people being the most fun, most special part of making this film.
Yeah, and it just, when I kind of saw the backstory on the film, and as you explain it, it sounds to me like everybody, the entire crew, like everybody has a story or has been touched by this theme, I would argue. So I can't imagine like just the, sitting there having a cup of coffee, listening to or watching what, the material unfold, the type of conversations that were had.
Oh, absolutely. Adam, the really funny thing is that because I'm traveling so much and I get taken around in Ubers a lot of times when I'm in a different city, and literally drivers will not drop me off because they're asking about what I'm doing, they're asking about this topic, and when they find out, they share their own stories. And so literally I had one driver who refused to drop me off to take me to my hotel. I flew in, and I was just driving around and around in circles with him because he kept wanting to talk about the issue. And so that's been a really exciting part to see people open up their stories and say, hey, I have a story I want to share. And like you said, it touches everybody. So that's pretty awesome.
That's amazing. I was gonna when you said that, I was gonna say, hold on, were you in LA and were they trying to get in the movie?
Well,
that wouldn't have been that common. Just throwing it out there. That would have been pretty common.
Well, that is so hilarious, Adam. But you're right, because literally that's happened too. People, everyone's like, hey, I have the next script. You want to direct the next script? And you have first dibs on it. And so that happens all the time. Like, I'm not even a super well-known director yet. I will be pretty soon, but it's just like, really? So and anywhere, like it could be like Philly, it could be who, it doesn't really matter where in the country. Everybody seems to have a script if they're an Uber driver that they want to pitch.
Oh man, so that's amazing. I love it. Hey, I love it. Uber drivers unite. Get that creativity done. I'm in.
Absolutely,
awesome.
Absolutely.
So when's this? So give us some more backstory. When is this going to be released? How are people going to be able to watch it? Like, give us all that good stuff.
Sure, absolutely. So this is coming out this fall. It's going to come out theatrically. And we're still kind of arranging our partners for the theatrical release, the TV release, the streaming release. We're going to be screening this across 5,000 schools in the country. We're going to be screening it across tons of universities, and so lots of conferences and festivals. So it's a bit of an unusual sort of release, but just suffice to say your viewers will be hearing of it and they'll be able to see it in a lot of places, but we're opening in theaters in the fall. Probably around September time, where we're still just arranging all of those things right now.
That sounds good. I think we're going to have you back on the show to announce it again once we're about a week or so out from it, because I want to make sure we drive some traffic.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So if somebody wants to follow it now, just to follow progress, is there a website or anywhere else that people can go to keep up?
Right now they can just go to my own Instagram at Robert Mark Carpenter and just kind of keep up with me there. The website is AmericanDropout.org. Kind of a countdown clock that is up on that, so I'm going to go directly to the project. And so we'll be making updates to those things as well. But, the interesting thing is we've kind of kept the project a little bit under wraps in terms of details. And I'm starting to make more public pronouncements about it. We're almost done with the film. I mean, we're in editing now and we're polishing it. I'll just say this as kind of a preview for it. So we screened a rough cut of the film to some very high up people in the government. Everybody would know who they are. And let's just say people were crying, weeping. People said they were emotionally disturbed by the content of the film because of how sort of powerful it is. And so we know that your viewers are going to definitely be moved emotionally by this film, hopefully inspired by the film, but it's definitely not a film that you will come away feeling nothing with. You will feel anger, sadness, rage, heartbreak, tragedy, inspiration. You're going to feel a gamut of emotions when you watch the film. And so that's what we're excited about. In fact, somebody asked us, can you tone down some of the emotional, disturbing parts a bit? And I said, no, because we need America to feel this, because we have millions of kids whose lives are on the line. Literally, their lives are on the line. I mean, there are sky-high suicide rates and depression rates and dropout rates, and all of these, their lives are literally on the line, so we can't tone it down. So you can tell I'm very passionate about it. I'm very excited for folks to see and hopefully mobilize to end this crisis and to help kids in the way that they should have been helped decades ago.
That's awesome. Well, perfect. And let me have you leave your Instagram and the website again, please.
Sure, absolutely. So Instagram is just at Robert Mark Carpenter. I'm sort of brand new to it, and the website is AmericanDropout.org.
Fantastic. Well, Robert, great having you back on the show. Great catching up with you, and really
Likewise.
excited for when this project comes out, and happy to have you back on to announce it so we can make sure we get people directed to the theaters, to the streaming services, to wherever they can see it, because we want the most amount of people to see this film as possible, to mobilize, as you said, the United States and our people to do something good about this problem that nobody's talking about, that you've spent 2 years on getting the word out on up to this point. So that's awesome. And to the audience, thank you. And to the audience, hope you got a lot of value out of this. Can't wait for you to watch this also, and so that you can be informed. And if you got a lot of value out of this, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. I mean, leave me a review, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. Definitely want to have you be a multi-time listener. And Robert, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks so much, Adam. Really appreciate it.